Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to Marion Crochets. My name is Marion, and in this tutorial we shall be learning how to make this multicolored halter top that was very much inspired by leftover yarns in my yarn stash. So this top is very beautiful and it's very easy to achieve, as I will be directing you from the beginning to end. So if you have your yarn and you're wondering what to do with them, just make sure the colors are matching or not. We love a mystery of colors, and this is just to inspire you to be creative with the yarns that are in your house. And this is a beautiful project and I am very much in love with it, and I'm glad that you're here. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, kindly subscribe and give us a thumbs up. So these are the materials that we are going to be using during this tutorial. I have my measuring tape to get my measurements, and I have my pair of scissors and some stitch markers over here. For my hook, I will be using a 3.0 millimeter crochet hook, and for my yarn, I have in maroon, I have this. This is Winter King. It is medium weight, but for this too, the blush, this is a shade of pink, which is blush, and this is white. They are fingering yarns. I will double them to achieve the medium weight. I didn't have the same weight in these colors, so I just chose to use them but double the strands. So once you gather your materials, let's get right into the video. Now to begin, we are going to use the maroon color, which is going to be sort of our primary color. We are going to make a magic ring, and this is how I do make my magic ring. You will just insert your hook in here and pull up a loop and then hold it right there. And once you do so, we are going to make our first just yarn over and pull through. That is our first chain. Make another and another. Those are 3 chains, and this acts as our first double crochet. So we're going to yarn over, and in the same ring we are going to make 4 more double crochets. So you yarn over, insert your hook like that, yarn over, pull through. You have 3 on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. I'm gonna make another double crochet in there, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Let's do another. So those are 1, 2, 3. You will yarn over, insert your hook in the magic ring, yarn over, pull through. You have 3, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to make the 5th. So yarn over, insert your hook like that, yarn over, pull through. You have 3 on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And now you have made the first half. We are going to chain 2 and then do 5 more double crochets inside that ring that we just made. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the last one, 5. So once you have this, we are going to pull this yarn that we started with right here to tighten our magic ring like that. So we are going to be working back and forth on this part that we just created. This is like our base. Okay, so this part will be flat, but these ones will be forming sort of like a U. So now remember, we need to be changing colors. So once you have that first row, we are going to cut this yarn, and then we'll insert the next color, and I'm going to insert the pink. So I will make a slip knot right here, and then once I have my slip knot, I will insert it in the loop that I left on the work like that, and then I tighten. This is how I join my yarns. So we are going to chain 1, 2, and what we'll do here, we are going to tie these two ends because we don't want them to be loose. Once you have that, we are going to turn our work, and we will start our work from this very first double crochet right here. It's going to act as an increase, so you will yarn over and insert your hook in here, okay, that very first stitch, to make them 2 instead of 1 because we're doing an increase. And then you will yarn over, go into the next and work a double crochet, yarn over, go into the next and work a double crochet. And we're now placing 1 double crochet on top of each and every double crochet until you get to this double crochet here just before the chain 2 space, and you should be having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches at that point. And then once you have that, in the chain 2 space, we are going to work 2 double crochets, so 1 and 2, like that, and then we chain 2 just as we did from the previous row. And then in the same chain 2 space, we are going to add 2 more double crochets, so 1 and 2. And then now on the remaining part, we're going to place 1 double crochet on top of each and every double crochet. So 1 double crochet here, another one here, another one on top of this stitch. Now you see right here I'm left with 2 stitches. I'm going to place 2 double crochets, 1 double crochet on top of this second last double crochet, and then on the very first, and it's actually a chain, it's not a double crochet, but we are going to place 2 double crochets in there to mark an increase at the end of the row. So you're going to place 2 stitches right there, like that. So this is what you should be having. And once you have that, you are going to cut the yarn, okay, and then we are going to introduce our next color, which is white. Just remember how we did in the previous side. We are also going to chain 2 like that, and then you turn your work, yarn over. In the very first double crochet, we're going to place a double crochet to make an increase. Remember, when we're doing rows of double crochet, we never really put a double crochet in this first stitch, but we're placing it right here to mark an increase. And then we're going to yarn over and insert a double crochet on top of each and every double crochet from the previous row. So remember, we're making increases, and when we get to the center where we have a chain 2, we are going to do 2 double crochets in there, so 1, 2, and then chain 2 and work 2 more double crochets, 1, 2, and once you have that, you're ready to start working 1 double crochet on top of each and every double crochet until you have 1 stitch left, and in that stitch we are going to do 2 double crochets because we are increasing at the beginning and at the end of each row. Okay, so I'm working towards the end of the row. I am left with just this stitch, and it's the chain that we started with, and that is where we're going to place our 2 double crochets. So this is the first, and you work the second right there. And once you have that, we are going to cut our yarn and insert the next color, which is going to be the maroon right here. Okay, now once you have your color inserted, we are going to chain 2 and then turn your work, and we will start from that very first double crochet, you give it the second stitch like that, and then now we're going to be working 1 double crochet on top of each and every double crochet until you get to the center where we have a chain 2, and we'll do how we've always done at the middle, and that is 2 double crochets, chain 2, and another 2 double crochets. Okay, so I am approaching the midsection, so just this one, and then we do 2 double crochets, so that is 1 and 2, and then chain 2, and then work another 2 double crochets in there. And now I'm going to work 1 double crochet on top of each and every double crochet here until I get to the end of the row, and that very last stitch will get 2 stitches because we are doing increases at the beginning and at the end of each and every row. Okay, so once you have that very last stitch, you will insert 2 double crochets. So that is the first, and we do another one right there. Like that. Okay, now this is the base of our work, and this is going to be the peak. I am going to work my work until this project is 12 inches tall. The height is going to be 12 inches and the length of this base is going to be 20 inches. I will be changing my colors in this order: maroon, pink, and white. So I've just done maroon, I'll do pink and white, and interchange them as I continue. So I've been working, and this is where my top is at right now. So if I do measure from the tip right here all the way to the base, my top measures 12 inches, and the base length right here is from side to side, that is 20 inches. But we're not going to stop right here. We are going to work to fill the side boob so that the side boob does not show. So we're going to do more rows on this side, but not increasing at the tip right here. So we'll be starting from the base all the way to this part and then coming back just a few rows to make sure that the side boob is actually covered and our top is sitting right on well on our bodies. So the next color that we're going to do is color pink, and then you are going to get your yarn and attach it right here, just as we've always done. So once you have your yarn attached, we are going to chain 2 and then turn our work, and we will start this part by reducing because we don't want to really increase the length. I'll go into the second stitch and do a double crochet, and we're going to do 2 double crochets together to do a decrease. So do not complete the double crochet, leave it at that, and then yarn over, go into the next double crochet and yarn over, pull through. You have 4 on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 like that. You have 3 on your hook, then now you can yarn over and pull through the remaining the 3 loops that you had. And now we are going to be working 1 double crochet in each and every double crochet until we have 3 stitches left on this part right here. Okay, now remember we've been working in some sort of a V, but now we are going to flatten this part over here so that we have some sort of a base. Okay, So I'm left with 1, 2, 3 stitches, and this is what we are going to do. You will do in the next 2 stitches, we are going to reduce. So we are going to do 2 double crochets together. So that is the first double crochet incomplete, and then you yarn over and go into the next double crochet, do an incomplete one, and then now we can complete both of them together like that to reduce. Okay, and then we will place a double crochet in the very last double crochet like that, and we are done with that color. Okay, so I'm going to cut this yarn and come with the white, and we will still reduce as we're starting the row as we come to this side. So what we do is we will cut this yarn and then attach the white over here. Now what we do is we will chain 2, 1, 2, and then you turn your work. Remember, we're now working on just one side, okay? And then go on top of this stitch that we reduced over here. We are going to go into it and also reduce. So we're going to do 2 double crochets together to reduce like that. And then once you have that, we are going to make 1 double crochet on top of each and every double crochet from the previous row. And once you have 3 stitches left, we will meet there. Okay, so I'm left with 3 stitches down here. So the chain that we did is 1 stitch, and then the stitch that we reduced, the 2 double crochets together, is also 1 stitch, and then 1 other stitch. And now we're going to reduce down here just before we do the very last double crochet. So you reduce like that, and then you do your very last stitch, and then you cut your yarn. So I know you've noticed we are doing the reduction at the beginning and at the end of each and every row, because we are trying to, you know, flatten this part instead of adding more length. Now we're going to go to the next color. And with the next color, we'll do the same thing. I have already chained 2, so I'm going to turn my work and start with a reduction. So we will reduce these 2 stitches into 1, and then we continue working 1 double crochet on top of each and every double crochet until we have 3 stitches left, and we will also reduce at the end of the row. Okay, so I've completed the row, and I just did the 2 double crochets together and then did the very last double crochet over here, and this is what we have at this point. But since I want to put this maroon as my primary color, I want to increase the boldness by adding another row on this side so that it stands out more. So I'm going to chain 2 and then turn my work, and then just as we've done, I will start by reducing right here and then continue working a double crochet on top of each and every double crochet until I get to the end of the row. Okay, so this is going to be our very last row. But if you are a bit bigger, I encourage you to be putting the top against your body and just, you know, figuring out where you are at in terms of measurements as you go, because we intend to make the top for it to be a bit more covering to your likeness. Okay, so I encourage you to be putting it against your body as you measure as you go. but for me this size is very okay. As you can see, at this point I have done 4 rows, and 4 rows are giving us just 2 inches. You can do more inches or less inches according to how you want your top to fit. Okay, so now so far this is what we have on one side. And remember, I made these two rows for it to bring the boldness of the maroon color as the primary color. Okay, so I'm going to cut this yarn on this side, and then now this time round we are going to be working on this other side. And as you can see, my stick direction dictates that we start this row on this side, because you know how double crochets are worked. You need to work against the direction of the previous row. So we're going to start our row here, the pink one, headed towards this direction, and I'm going to insert my yarn over here. So we're going to chain 2 as always, and then in the next 2 stitches we're going to work a reduction. So you reduce 2 double crochets to merge them into 1, and then continue working 1 double crochet on top of each and every double crochet until you have 3 stitches left on the other side, right? So now this is what we have after completing both sides, and I want us to talk about this part more at this moment. I'm yet to complete the lower part because I need to weave in all the ends, and then we will do some finishing on this part. But before we get there, let's see how we are going to finish this part at the neck area and then attach the drawstrings. Okay, so you're going to weave in the ends. I used a darning needle to do so, and now I haven't cut my yarn yet, as you can see. So what I'm going to do now is I will do 2 single crochets in each and every row until I get to the other side. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to do a single crochet, a chain 1, and then we do a single crochet in this row, and then in the next row we are going to do 2 single crochets, 1 and 2, and then in the next row, which is the white one, we are going to insert 2 single crochets, and then in the pink we will also place 2 single crochets. In the chain 2 space right here, I will only place 1 single crochet and then cross over to this other side. I've placed here 1 single crochet because I want the gap to be a bit closed. Okay, so I will cross over to the other side on this pink part and then do 2 single crochets, and then the white 2 single crochets. The next one we have 2 maroons, so 2 single crochets over here, and the last one will also get 2 single crochets like that. So we are just trying to clean off this area, and this is what we have so far. Okay, now we are going to do our first strap on this side, the drawstring, and then the other side, the other strap will also originate from this part. So I'm going to chain a chain long enough to crisscross at the back and still you know, it will crisscross and still tie at the bottom over here. I am going to chain a total of 250 from this part. So you just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 until you have a total of 250. I'm sure that is going to be enough to crisscross at the back. Remember, this is just one of them. The other one will also be 250, and then both of them will crisscross and tie at the end here, okay? Now, as soon as you have your drawstring, we are going to go back on it with single crochets. So you will skip one stitch, go into the next with a single crochet, and we will do single crochets until we get to the point where we originated, okay? So just single crochet, just yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through like that. This is just to make sure that the strap is thick enough to withstand the pressure when you put it on, okay? So I went ahead to complete the strap where I went back on it with single crochets, and this is how thick it is. And now we are going to complete this part using single crochets, and ideally we just want this part to appear very finished. That is why we're going back on it with the single crochets, okay? So I'm going to insert my hook right here and work the single crochets all across this part until I get to the end and do my 250 chains, okay? So this is what we have, and I'm going to continue. So this is how this part looks like. And now we want to do the 250 chains. So you will just yarn over and pull through as you count until you have an equal number equal to this side. And I did 250, that is why I'm going to continue working 250 off camera, and then I will come back on it with single crochets and I will complete my row right here. I went ahead to complete the entire string, and now I want to do just a row of single crochets to give it a good finish on the side. I also went ahead to weave in all the ends on this side, so I will just give it also as a row of single crochets all around, and then I shall complete my work right here with just single crochets, nothing fancy. So to do that, I will just insert my hook right back in here and then start doing single crochets. So a single crochet in each and every stitch, okay? Sorry. So you get at this corner, and now what you're left with is to just turn and start working on this other end, still doing 2 double crochets in each and every row, 2 single crochets in each and every row, just to give it a nice finish, to ensure everything is together, okay? Make sure to get to each and every row. So at this point, this is what we're having, and we are gonna have these 2 single crochets in each and every row until we get to this point, and then we'll come up and complete our work at this point. Okay, now once you get to the corner here, we're gonna go straight up to the finish line. Okay, so we're going to be placing 1 single crochet in each and every. Okay, what's going on? So after you're done, this is how your top should be looking like. This is how you crisscross at the back and tie it right here. Okay, let us put it on the mannequin to see how everything looks when you put everything together. Thank you so much for watching and for being here. Leave me a comment in the comment section down below telling me what you like the most about this top and this tutorial. Thank you so much, and bye.